All right, everybody. I am just gonna sit back right now and think some strange thoughts. Right? I'm gonna think some strange thoughts. Um, like if you listen to me, to the things that I've been saying, one of the things that stands out is my idea of the Torah being a complete rejection of the ways of the Canaanites and the Phoenicians that are very similar to the ways of our day, I think. Um, in other words, there are no Mosaic followers out there. Oh, ouch. Anyways, except me and a few other drunks out there. Oh, I'm joking. But here's the thing. Like, I've written stories before, and in some of my stories, I've had Phoenician characters in them because they're historical stories, it's like, boom, there's the possibility for a Phoenician. But every time I write a Phoenician, it's like I get really excited, and I like all my Phoenician characters that I created. Um, they're just really, really fun, I think. Like one of them is in Samson, right? And there's not even any lines from this Phoenician. There's no lines at all. And so Samson and these two other guys are sitting back. They're conspiring, talking about revolution and stuff. Because that's how I kind of see the story. I don't think Samson ever actually died in the temple. I think it was just a revolution. He, like Moses, was judging, like Moses judged the Canaanites. He blessed the good Canaanites and cursed the bad ones, like his hero Abraham. Um, but and that magical hair stuff is just really silly. It's funny. It's a funny story. But anyways, so they're talking about revolution, and they're trying to get some allies into this thing, right? And so they mention, oh hey, how about the Phoenicians? Because Samson is friends with this merchant guy, right? He's I don't know what I think he's a Philistine. Samson would be friends with this Philistine merchant, this Greek merchant, and and the Greek merchant is like, oh yeah, we can get the Phoenicians involved, right? Or the not the Phoenicians, but the Tyrians, or the Sidonians, or right, whatever. And shit, I need, because like, oh, there's so many stories in my head that I need to get out. Start writing down. What was it? Anyways, in some way in this conversation, it's going to be revealed that the Tyrians or the Sidonians don't fight. Like, they don't have an army. They're not known for their martial abilities. So it's like, what do you mean the Phoenicians are going to come in and fight, right? That makes no sense. There's no there's no Tyrian army or Sidonian army. Um, but the Greek merchant is like, don't worry, we can get some Tyrian help, you know. And anyways, the movie happens, and so this is at like the end of the movie after the conclusion. Um, instead of ending at the moment of orgasm, it keeps going. But So so it's almost gonna be over basically, and him and Samson and this other guy are gonna be standing there while this revolution is happening around them. And in come the Tyrians or the Sidonians, right? He's like, oh, here they come, and you see them marching up, right? And the army that you see is gonna be a multiracial, and I even want to have it be multi-gender, right? Multiracial, multi-gender army, right? And they're all badass. Like even the women, they're just like tough and badass. And so you can have black guys, and you can have short little Italian and Greek guys. You can have tall blonde guys. You can have fucking red guys and brown guys, and just you can have everything, right? And that's gonna be the army, right? And on a horse in front of them is gonna be a white Tyrian dude, right? Anyways, I guess you have to be a historian to think that's funny, but I don't know, I do. And maybe historians don't think that's funny, but I think it's funny. It's just a hilarious scene. And I think trailing this army will be this other dude, this other white dude who's Phoenician in my mind, but not in the, not obvious, maybe as obvious as the man on the horse. But he's gonna be like this crazy dude. He's gonna have a whip, and he's gonna, everybody's gonna be marching in order, but he's gonna be just like, he's gonna be like giving everybody like dog eye, right? Like what's up? Like this crazy dude. I don't know. Anyways, no, I have this other story about Mordecai, and it's Mordecai and the beauty pageant, right? Because it's like this competition to win the king's dick, right? Because if you win the king's dick, then you win the Persian Empire, right? It's this beauty contest, and you have all these female candidates who come in to compete, and but they're going to be bringing along their wise men, right? Because Mordecai is wise, and you have what's her name? I forgot. I don't know. Whatever. But the chick, um, the niece, Mordecai's niece, I think. But you have her competing against all these other girls, but these other girls bringing their wise men, right? And so I started writing this, and I the wise these all these so you have this Egyptian guy, and he's in charge of his candidate, and you have an Assyrian, and Babylonian, blah 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 blah, all of it. But you also have like a Phoenician candidate, like Tyrian or Sidonian or any of them, right? And no, it's the man from Tyre. That's because like I'm not even gonna have a name for him. It's just gonna be the man from Tyre. Um, and when I started creating these interactions between these wise men, it started becoming really silly and funny to me. It was just these wise men who were acting like children. Like the Assyrian man is just this like fireball of a man, and he's just like he ends up cursing the Greek guy, because there's a Greek candidate, and because the Greek guy is like just saying all this weird shit about fairies in fairy ice castles in the north, right, where it's cold and icy. So he's just making all this shit up, and it's This is serious. I don't know. It's funny. I think because these guys, these grown men, these grown wise men, and they are all wise men, but they're grown wise men who are just acting silly together. So it ends up being kind of like a comedy in that aspect. Now, when I write some of my stories, I actually want to write with other people. So I actually left like the meat of the story kind of out of it. I don't know. It's kind of just this weird thing that I wrote. But I wrote some of it, right? And so I have a, I have the skeleton of what's going to happen with the females. Um, but anyways, but I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Because I was genuine. Like I agree with a lot of the thoughts that I say. Not everything. Like I'm not like solid. Like I've been so wrong in my life. I like to be wrong because then I know what's right. But maybe that's not right. And, it's just like whatever, man. I'm not the truth. But but yeah, no, I don't like this Phoenician way. I don't. I wish to be more whole. But right, busyness is good. um You know, I mean, if you look at the land of Phoenicia, it's nothing, right? I have a lot of Native American blood in me. I've got Apache blood. I'm pretty sure I have Pueblo blood. Um, I was on this bus one time and I saw this Native American guy, and he was like really proud to be Native American, and he was an older guy, and he was like talking about his Native American people, and he was like, "What's amazing is we did so much with so little," right? And that's basically the description of this area, right? Um, I mean, you got some nice trees in the north, right? Um, a limited amount, but you got some nice trees. Ninurta, had an expedition to get some trees there, so that's a thing. Um, but they don't have much over there in Canaan and Phoenicia. But they did, just like this Native American guy said, they did make the most of with what little they had, and one of the things they had was they had the color purple, right? They had the color purple. And just like the modern advertisers, exactly like the modern advertisers, they were able to turn purple into this mystical divine thing. And by turning purple into this mystical divine thing, they were able to increase its value, right? I mean, they were like extracting shit from a bunch of snails or something. I don't know how it works, but um, they had the color purple, and they were able to just increase its value through this beautiful manipulation. Brilliant. You know, I think I think God respects that. The brilliance of a wise mind. Um, because it's about wholeness, and there's so much you could apply to the wholeness. You could apply your practical everyday life, work and family and friends and personal time. Um, you could apply it to the masculine and the feminine. Um, but you could also apply it to virtue, right? Like what are all the virtues? Like seriously, what is morality, and what are all the virtues, or what are all the ethics, or whatever? Like seriously. So I do think God has this respect for wisdom, and I also think you also see this in the Torah, because that's right, because Abraham's one of Abraham's guys. He was a Phoenician. He was this like man from Tyre or something. I don't think it was the man from Tyre, because that was the guy from my book. But Abraham had a financier, right? Because he had this group of men, and they were community. But his head economics guy, right, was from this land of people known to be lying, duplicitous people. Right, there are these interesting little details in all of it, and that's one of those interesting little details. It's like Abraham got his head financier or whatever, or one of the guys in his group was from this area, right? And people of that time are gonna like see that, and be like, they're gonna think of that area as an area of conniving little weasels. And they might actually be shocked in a way we wouldn't, because we don't make that reference, right? Um, but I do. Um, like there was this one Greek book one time, and the Carthaginians came into the port of this southern Greek Italian city, and the Greeks ended up tricking these Phoenicians, right? And in this ancient book, it says that these Greeks were just so proud of themselves because they had out Phoenician a Phoenician, right? Because it's all about trickery, right? And I mean, why do we not hear about the Phoenicians in Herodotus' history? Um, but I think there is, because it's all about wholeness. I mean, and I mean, even some of the worst of people, I think, can maybe have some really good parts.